Hey everyone, my name is Adi. In this tutorial, we will learn how to draw cars. I am going to use a pen, but you can use pencil. Let's start with drawing a car from the side. First, draw 3 guidelines. One for the top of the car, one for the lower part of the window, and one for the bottom of the car. The upper part is a little smaller than the lower part, so the distance from the top to the bottom of the window is smaller than the distance from the bottom of the window to the bottom of the car. The difference in the sizes depends on the type of the car and the specific angle. Now let's place the wheels. They start around the center of the lower part and they continue below it. The wheel is a little smaller than the lower part of the car. It's easier to draw a circle if you draw it by using short lines. In this case, the distance between the two wheels is a little bit more than 3 wheels. If you want to make sure that the wheels are at the same size, you can draw guidelines from one to the other. We are going to use the 3 lines and the wheels to locate all the other lines. One window starts above the wheel and the other window starts beside the other wheel. I compare the sizes of the windows to the size of the wheel. There's a diagonal line going from the top line to the second line. There's a frame around the windows. We see pairs of parallel lines. In the back, the wheel is closer to the end of the car. There is a bump that starts above the wheel and ends around the middle of the wheel. Around the wheel, there is a gap. It doesn't have to be parallel to the wheel. It can be further at some points, and it doesn't have to be as round as a wheel. Actually, the car is a little bit rotated. That's why we see part of the front and the further wheels. The base of the further wheel is going to be higher than the base of the wheel that's close to us. This is one of the rules of perspective. We talked about it in the video about perspective. To draw cars, it's really important to know these rules, so if you feel like you need a review, you can click on the link in the description of the video. We will see how more rules of perspective can be seen in a car in the next drawing. The windshield starts above the horizontal line. There's a slightly arched line from the front of the car to the windshield. I am drawing the further wheels. Just like we said, I draw the base above the base of the closer wheels. We only see part of the further wheels. The closer wheels hide them. This is another rule of perspective. I change the angle of the line. One window is bigger than the other. Now you can delete extra lines, correct the relevant lines, and add more details. In the next video, we will learn how to add colors, details, and light and shadow. So make sure that you are subscribed to this channel so you will not miss it. Let's move on to a more difficult point of view. Let's start again with the same method. Drawing the first lines can be scary, so it's always better to draw simple lines and shapes first. Draw 3 lines. This time the upper part is about half of the second part. To decide the width of the car, compare it to the lines that we already located. In this case, the width of the upper part is about the length of the distance from the second line to the third line. The width is much longer in the front. The wider part of the car is in the middle of the second section, between the second and the third line. The widest point is about twice the length of the upper part. It's a trapeze shape, but it's not symmetrical. In the right side, the distance is much smaller than the distance in the left side. The closer wheel is a bit to the left of this line. The further wheel is a bit to the right of this line. The wheel in the front continues below the bottom of the car. What rules of perspective work on the wheels? Pause the video if you want more time to think about it. The distance between the wheels becomes shorter. The further wheel looks smaller than the front wheel. The shapes of the wheels change too. They are elliptic. And just like in the last example, the base of the further wheel is higher. In the last drawing, the side of the car was very big. It took almost all the space. In this point of view, it looks much shorter. Do you remember how this phenomenon called? It's called foreshortening. Part of the wheel is hidden. In this point of view, the bottom of the car is in a diagonal line. The left boundary of the car is very diagonal. The windshield and the car almost become one line. Why are these lines diagonal? Because it's part of the perspective. The lines go to a vanishing point. I recommend to practice drawing cars in different angles. You can practice drawing toy cars. One of the sides mirror hides what's behind it. The other mirror goes out of the shape of the car. I hope that you will find it easier to draw cars from now on. If you know people who might be interested in this video, then why don't you share it with them? Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.